Bow! What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning into the Nick and Mal Show. I am Nick Johnson, one half of the Nick and Mal Show. Once again, my brother is not here. He's actually on his way, though. We about to give y'all a very short but sweet episode. And honestly, those are the best. If I'm acting a little bit weird right now, because I'm in the fucking studio by myself, and it's weird, like, the podcasting thing to me is a conversation. That's really what I do. I come here, I sit down, I talk, I have a conversation. Sure, there's a little bit of performance in it, but it's really just a conversation. And when there's no one else in the room, who the fuck are you talking to? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you guys. Look, I just came up with the answer. So Mal's about to be here. We couldn't make it 3 weeks in a fucking row. The guy wasn't here. Y'all probably was thinking that we was on some Joe Budden shit. You feel me? Y'all probably thought Mal was Mal for real and nigga got kicked off of the show, or he kicked me off of the show and I decided to still come. But that is not the case. My boy is just very busy. And he's a football coach now. Hopefully he talks some football today. Because I'm not sure what team exactly he coaches for. But he was telling me they got some pretty good players. But without further ado, there's one thing I want to talk about before Mal gets here, because I don't have much time. Let's see if I could, let's see how long I can last. Now, every time I've said that probably in my life, I've disappointed. Hold on, Bradley's calling me. Let's answer Brad. Yo, Bradley, what's good, my nigga?
Yo, bro.
What's up? Defund the police. Shout out to Trump too, right?
Nah, Trump can't you heard.
Yo, do you want to do the podcast with me right now? So it's literally just me in the studio right now.
Word.
Yeah, Malcolm left the show, bro.
It's over.
It's over, bro.
Damn. You just chilling?
I'm just chilling. I'm a little bit sad right now. What do you think about that, Mal leaving the show?
I know you guys aren't here right now. I appreciate you trying to for me.
Nah, but Mal really not here though. He's on his way. Because we got to go to Albany to do the Four Stooges, the other podcast that we do. But like he coaches football and stuff now. Okay. You look handsome though. I wish that people could see you.
I appreciate it.
But I'm gonna hit you after this though, bro. All right, rude boy. Defund Trump, but defund the police, but shout out to Trump.
Okay.
I love fucking with Bradley about Trump because he tried to act like he hate Trump, but I know what it is deep down. He really love him. It's really a deep-seated love that he has for Trump. Oh, I was actually thinking about this today. So shout out to the Roommates podcast, right? That's actually a podcast I've lately been starting to tune into, but it's weird because I don't tune in for the host. Most other podcasts that I fuck with, I tune in for the host. I either tune into the Brilliant Idiots to hear Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz go back and forth, or previously the Joe Budden podcast or the Joe Rogan podcast. The Roommates, the guest is good. I like his points. I like his you know what I mean? I like to hear him speak, but it's kind of centered around the guest and you barely fucking see him, right? Because of the camera angles they do. And Candace was on there. Candace Owens. Candace Owens was on there. And prior to this like election period, I considered myself a Democrat, right? Strong black male with liberal views, because the liberals are the ones who are going to take black people out of the vice grip that America has placed on us. You know what I mean? That's what I was believing until I became a Trump sympathizer. Like, you know what? I think y'all niggas hate on Trump way too much. And then my YouTube feed started popping up more and more Fox shows, Tucker Carlson, whatever the other shows, and I kind of became indoctrinated to the conservative side. I became a Republican, and then when I was a liberal, I hated Candace Owens. I thought she was ugly. I'm like, who is this ugly ass black bitch? And I don't mean bitches disrespectfully. Who is this bitch talking all this racist shit? She's always saying, like, bitch, you are black. Like, you're always saying things to go against black people. And maybe that was the right way I was looking at it. Maybe that was the unbiased opinion. Now, I kind of fuck with her. Yo, number one, I think she's pretty. I was looking at her on the Roommates podcast. The titties was looking fucking hefty. They were looking good. Go tune in. Y'all comment below. Go look at Candace Owens on the Roommates podcast and let me know if the titties was looking good. To me, they were. But I kind of agree with some of her points. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get into that, but I kind of agree with some of her points. And it's just so crazy how you can literally hate someone just because of being biased, just because you're tribal, just because you're a Democrat and they're Republican. So naturally, whatever they say, you're going to look at it and scrutinize it from a negative perspective. It's crazy. And that should point out to us that we're fucking tribal. That our ideas, our thoughts, our beliefs, the things that we argue are not our true beliefs. We are so far down the rabbit hole that we don't even know our beliefs. We just know what side we are on. And we do a bunch of mental gymnastics when information comes out and we force our way. We force our brain to think that way, right? We think in ways to make arguments for our side. Like liberals right now, look at CNN, bro. They have not talked once about Biden's 100 gaffes since he's been in office. About the fact that he's fallen walking up the fucking staircase. Do you know how old you have to be to fall up the stairs? Like this nigga is he's just falling. You see Biden laying in his bed. You don't know if he went to bed or he fell on that motherfucker trying to grab a pillow or something. But I digress. Now, this is what I want to say. Shout out to the royal family. R.I.P. to Prince Phillip. This was actually a thought that I was having a few days ago. And I've kind of really been into the royal family as of late. Ever since the Meghan Markle interview with Oprah. And I started doing a little bit of research. I was hooked. And then I've watched like 5 documentaries since. And I've always thought Prince Philip probably was the most interesting one in that family. Right? And that might be a little bit of an exaggeration. But I kind of thought that when I was looking at The House of the Windsors, which is the first documentary I watched. And now with his passing, I want to kind of tell you guys why I think he's really interesting and how it relates to this idea I've been having. And hopefully by then Malcolm's here and we can wrap it up and get a fucking real Nick and Mal show in. So Prince Philip, he was actually born in Greece, right? He was a Greek prince and his family was forced into exile when he was 1 year old. They placed him in a fucking fruit basket and literally took him across the sea. I forgot exactly where they went, to Russia or somewhere. Wherever they went, he lived there till he was 10, and then he got on a British ship and was taken to Britain, right? Where he was essentially an orphan. He went without his mom, without his dad. So he came up very rough. Fortunately for him, he was a royal. Even though he was a royal from Greece, he was actually the third cousin to Queen Elizabeth, who he eventually married. He was her third cousin. Because if I'm not mistaken, Queen Victoria, who was the queen, probably like say five monarchs ago, 5 like Queen Elizabeth, her father Bertie, his brother, their father, and then it was Queen Victoria. If I have that correct, her granddaughter was Princess Philip's mother. Might have that fucked up. Let me be very honest with y'all. That was a lot. But they're third cousins. So he was kind of taken in by the royal family and he was raised up. And when him and Princess Elizabeth, at the time, she was a princess, they met, they automatically fell in love. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I think that's a little bit of a cover-up. I think they view how we look at interfamily marriages these days, which it was commonplace in the royal family. That's why they were all family, because you wanted your son to marry the prince from Greece, and then, okay, now the family's already intertwined, but you're not going to stop that. So when they have kids, the royals in Greece and the royals in Britain have kids, okay, they're getting married too, and now all cousins are just being married. I think Princess Elizabeth and Prince Phillip had to know each other. He was taken in by the royal family. They had to know each other. But they tried to make it a cute story. Oh, they were at a tennis match together and they laid eyes on each other the first time and they fell in love. He was 18. She was actually 13. That takes us back to the conversation about Bad Baby last week. But I digress. That probably was commonplace, as I say, back in the day, right? Crushing out a 13-year-old at 18 probably was a cool thing to do. I'm not even going to make any jokes there. That just is what it is. And he didn't go to prison for it. So he became a hardworking man. Even though he had privilege, he knew what it was like to be really fucked up. And I think that allowed him to become a hardworking man. So he goes to the Navy. He's a World War II veteran, right? On battleships. Comes home from that. Him and after World War II is when him and Princess Elizabeth gets married. He goes on to be the leader, the captain of a ship. As he's given the keys to that ship, King George dies. Princess Elizabeth's father dies. She becomes a queen. Now, when you are a prince consort or a queen consort, which means you are the husband or the wife of the head of the throne, whether it be a queen or a king, you have to give up your entire career. So he gave up his entire career. Now listen to what I said. This is a fucking alpha male. This is a guy who came to this country by himself, worked his way up to being a very normal person they explained him to be. Being in that situation, being shipped as an orphan to a country without your mother and your father, they was like, yo, he kind of raised himself to be a great person, right? They said he used to have like little anger outbursts, which is normal for someone that grew up without a mother and a father. So chalk that up to the game. But he's a fucking alpha male, a hardworking male. And you marry this princess thinking her father, who was 50 at the time, is going to live for at least another 30 years. And you could live out your career and then later on in life, just like Prince Andrew is in his 70s and he's yet to be king. You're 25. You're just getting started on, he was like 30. You're just getting started on your career. And now your wife is queen. Now you have to quit. Now you have to give up manning the ship that you probably dreamt about your whole fucking life. And he felt emasculated. He didn't know what the fuck to do, right? But, and I'm going to lead y'all into the conversation, he made himself valuable apart from the normal standard of what a man is. A man needs to provide for his wife. He needs to have his own career. He needs to do what makes him happy. Mally in the fucking building right now. You in the studio, but me. Come dab me up, son. They ain't see you in a minute. Come on, let's get right. Let me finish telling the people a story about Prince Phillip, though, and we're gonna start the show. So I was telling them, Mal, and now I feel comfortable because I'm actually talking to someone now. What happened? I need the bathroom. The bathroom? Preach got it. You got it. He said it's in here. Oh yeah, right there. Hung up against that thing. Boom. So yeah, he had to basically give up his entire career. And as a man, that would fucking emasculate you. And now they said, right, in the documentary, which was very telling, his job was to walk 4 steps behind the queen. That's his job now. You're a fucking war veteran. You were just manning a ship, and now this is your existence. Being the pet to your wife. When she was coronated, the coronation, he had to get in front of his wife on his knees and bow to her and pledge his alliance to her, to his wife. He wasn't able to give his kids his last name. He fought tooth and nail with his first 2 kids. Tooth and nail. Prince Andrew and the daughter, I don't know her name. Tooth and nail. Took it to court. They said no. His wife obviously came down. She's the fucking head of the land. She said, no, we're not going to do that. He didn't give up. First thing he did when he went to Buckingham Palace, he said, I need to provide value. So guess what? All this little dumb shit that y'all be doing, cut it out. Let's be more realistic. When I walk through the door, you do not have to grab my suitcase. You do not have to cook me breakfast. At the time they had just came out with the electric pan, he started making his own fucking breakfast because he wanted some sense of normalcy. He wanted to feel like a man. and he redesigned the entire thing. He built the first royal ship. He designed it himself, right? It was called the Britannia. It was essentially, at that time, the Air Force One of Britain, the water Air Force One of Britain. It was the king and queens, that was their yacht, but it was more like a fucking ship, and he designed it. And then he started carving out a role for himself. And as Queen Mary, who was a grandmother of Queen Elizabeth, and as Queen, I forgot the other one named Queen Elizabeth's mom, as they became older and they passed away, he gained more and more power because now he was truly number two, right? Now he was truly the second person in line giving Queen Elizabeth advice, and he kind of carved out an existence for himself, and I think that's the dope part about it. Right? And how does this relate to the idea I was having? Mal, I actually want you to sit in on this, and so you could tell me what you think. So basically, what I'm trying to explain, and I'm getting to this part right now, is the new dynamics of relationships, right? We understand what a man's job is. When you get on the mic, I want you to explain to me what a man's job is. We're going to have to take a break. I'm going to have to fix Mal's camera.
Let's get back to it.
I bow. So we back. So basically what I was trying to explain was the new dynamics in relationship, right? So women today, number one, by the way, Mal is fucking back, my nigga.
To me.
All right, let's not give you a big applause here. We're going to do that on the next episode. Yeah. What is a man's job? Like old school shit. What does a man provide to his family?
Oh, old school? You talking about old school relationships?
Yeah.
Oh, the
caveman shit.
We caveman shit.
I mean, just we're not talking.
How are we talking?
Not traditional. Today, traditional.
You know, traditionals. Man go to work, wife stay home, cook, take care of the kids. The man, that's where the man power come from, because he able to provide for everything. So he the top dog, right? Because he pour down money and all the, everything, and the woman's right under him, and she just pour down to the kids, but he pour down over everything else. He got the big rainfall, she got the little rainfall.
He's the provider, right? He provides resources, but also there's that weird dynamic in relationships where the woman is kind of the smarter one. And even though a man might bring home all the money, we've heard about this. A man making all the money and just give his wife his whole check. You do what you want to do with it. Because I trust your decision making is better than mine.
That's a fact.
Emotional intelligence is better than mine.
That's a fact.
Right? And today relationships are changing. And this is my thing. I hope women don't take this in an offensive way. A lot more women are making a lot more money. Now, what does that mean? Everyone numbers is going to go up? No, men are not making more. Women are making more. So what's eventually going to happen is, number one, as a woman, when you put all, and if anyone disagrees with this, let's have a conversation about it. As a woman, right? Let's think about an old school mom, as you said, stays home, provides all the food, cooks all the food, takes care of the kids, and she just focuses on how she can bring value to a man who's bringing home the money. She's going to grow ways emotionally, just a different sort of intelligence compared to a woman who's chasing a career. A woman chasing a career is not going to have the same sort of intelligence as that a stay-at-home mom does. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
No, you got it perfect. Yeah.
So some women, especially like, let's say you want to be a doctor or a fucking lawyer and you're in court all day and you're grinding, you're going to be lacking in some places as a woman. Traditionally, gender roles are changing and I'm fine with that. Now, this is my question, right? How do men find a way to fit in when their significant other is making more money than them? Because that's going to start happening more and more often. There's going to be a lot of alpha males who realize, like, you know what? My wife, she went to school. She's a doctor. She's a lawyer. She's a technician. Whatever she does, she brings home more money. Let me provide value in some other way.
So I like the way you saying that. But what I want to bring that to is, do you watch the Real Housewives of
Hollywood,
of New Jersey?
Nah. I should. I live in Jersey.
No. You really shouldn't. Right? So if anyone hasn't watched it, I'm pretty sure all our listeners, all our male listeners, your girl watch some type of Real Housewives. You know, she watches the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I think the newest episode, lady name is Melissa Georgia. You know, I watch it with Serena, but I don't really be, entertaining it much. So Melissa Georgia, she's that typical, this is a typical Italian, typical family, right? Georgia, he has a construction company, got involved with real estate. He makes a lot of money, right?
Their name is Georgia?
Joe Georgia. I think that's their last name.
Oh, okay.
Or Gorga. So Joe, like I said, he's that typical guy where how his dad did it was his dad worked, all day, every day, provided for the family, and the wife stayed home, cooked and cleaned. Well, guess what? Melissa, right? So Georgia and Melissa are dating, right? So Joe, his wife Melissa, did that. But now she's not doing that. She has her own business. She's been in the fashion game for years, but now she's making some type of money, getting some type of notice, and Joe is feeling some type of way. He's not used to that.
Right.
You understand? So it's like a battle that he's facing, like, wow, my wife doesn't have time for me to hear. She's acting different because he's not used to seeing a woman in general.
Perfect example.
Feel bossed up and feel like they're getting money.
So before you came in here, what I was explaining to them, RIP to Prince Phillip once again, he was in that situation more than any man could ever be. He wasn't able to name his kids his name because she was the queen and they need to keep hold of the Windsor name, and obviously they don't long for finances, and she's the boss of everything, right? Yeah. What he did was, and it's crazy, maybe I got the idea from watching the documentary, but I wrote down about this probably a week ago, and he came and died. I'm like, that's the example. As a man, you're going to be offended when that's the dynamic, naturally, because it's man stuff.
Yeah.
Just like homophobia is as much a part of masculinity and manhood as producing testosterone. It just is what it is. We're learning and we could be better. Prince Phillip, he was offended. He didn't like it. He was actually thinking about divorcing her at one point, but he was a fucking alpha male. And what he realized is he could provide value in other places. With that being the case.
All right, I don't want you to tell me to put. So to answer your question, to provide value as a man, if a woman is making money, I would say is you help your lady around the crib.
You help her around the crib. You become the emotionally intelligent. You got to make that woman feel like she could be making $500,000 to $50,000. She needs to feel like every decision that she makes is not the right decision unless she consults with you.
That's true.
She has to feel like she's having a fucking horrible day at work. And when she calls you, all is right because you have the right answers. You are now the emotionally intelligent one. You are now the one with the ideas and the decisions and the one who is more intelligent and more all-encompassing of the world.
And this is a relationship tip too. Even if you are the breadwinner as the male, you got to pick up that phone call and listen to her.
Yeah. Even more so when she's the fucking breadwinner. Yeah. And I think that's where it's perfect because, number one, that's where we're going. And it's only right that Prince Phillip, he's known as a modernizer. The royal family was kind of backwards, and Princess Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, she wanted to follow all of her dad's old traditional rules, and she kind of was like, no, Philip, you're wilding right now. We're keeping it traditional. And after 5-10 years in the palace, he started modernizing them. He's the one who brought TV into it. And look, it made them the most famous family in the world. It made them the most lovable family in the world.
He moved how Kanye moved to Kim.
Come on. Except that his wife is the boss.
True.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. They both bosses over there.
They both. And that's what it is. No matter if your wife makes more than you, you are still the man of the house.
Still the boss.
You are still the fucking... Your nuts still hang in this house, bruh. And I just wanted people to learn that. I think, number one, I don't think women should be, what's the word I'm looking for? Shallow and only look for men to make more money than them. If you make $300,000, you and your family are going to be good.
Yeah.
Just ask that your husband bring home 50 and y'all can use that for vacation.
Yeah.
You feel me? Y'all good. You don't need another nigga that make $300,000. That's selfish. What if men thought like that? What if every rich nigga was like, I want a rich bitch?
That's the thing though. It's tough because I can't speak of experience on that, but you got to think. Wow, this lady could leave me. You know, who is she working with? She's definitely working with other.
Let your nuts hang. If she leave you, fuck you. I'm a man.
That's true. That's
I'm
true.
Here.
You're right.
I am me. I'm
but
him
with that, do you think that man has that fear in the back of his head? Like, she makes more than me. She always hangs out with men that make 6 figures and I'm here just making 50K.
Maybe I'm living in La La Land right now. Maybe this is just some young nigga shit. As I said, bro, a man is a fucking man. You gotta be such a man that she goes around a nigga making $1 billion. Oh, that don't mean nothing. That's a man I got at home. That nigga is not smarter than my man. He don't add as much value to my life as my man.
See, that's the thing too.
And I can see that.
That's true.
Guess what? He probably could buy me something more expensive for my birthday.
But he don't love me the same.
He don't love me the same.
He won't take care of me.
I wouldn't call him before I make a decision at work. Before I black on a bitch at work, I won't call him and be like, babe, this is what's going on. What should I do?
Be you.
Come on, be you, be a man, boss up. And I think the answer is when you're in that situation, you got to look for different. It's not going to be easy.
Just make sure you eating it good too.
Make sure you eating it, beating it, and treating it.
Front way, sideways, back way.
Eat it, beat it, treat it. And that's for the pussy and her hand, her feet.
Come on.
You got to eat her feet. You got to beat the feet.
Come on.
You got to give her a nice little
You got to start at the toes, bro.
Come on. You like licking toes and shit?
You got to start there.
Come on. Not if what if your girl had toes like meat?
I hope I never see him again.
But basically, that's a half-baked idea. But as a man, if you are in that position where you might feel emasculated, then you just got to know that you need to be a man. No toxic masculinity shit. Be a real man, a man's man. Prince Phillip, go watch some of the documentaries about him. He was a fucking man's man. His wife was the queen. And with time, she came to accept that he was his equal. Not because she had the amount of power he had, because he proved, I'm not backing down to you because you're some fucking queen, because you have the power, because you have the money. At the end of the day, I'm a man. If you want to leave me because you find I'm too disruptive, fuck it. That is what it is. And I think that's the first point of being a real man. Never be scared of a woman leaving you. Because you can never really let your nuts hang unless you get rid of that fear.
Yeah.
It could hurt you. Okay, I'll be hurt. Fuck it, I'm a man at the end of the day. I'm going to survive.
That's it. You ain't never need no one. You always need yourself.
You don't need nobody, baby. Because who could love you like me?
Nobody.
Who could sex you like me?
Nobody.
Who could treat you like me now, baby?
Nobody.
Baby. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Nick and Mal show. Mal's in the fucking building. Look out for that episode. It's going to be a great one.
I said no, didn't even go down. Niggas is learning Mandarin.
What you supposed to do?
Splat.
Bow.
Been out the flesh.
You been out the game for a minute, nigga. Bow. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning into the Nick and Mal show. I am Nick Johnson, one half of the Nick and Mal show, and across from me, finally, who's across from me? Say it.
Koala.
The second half of the Nick and Mal show, as I always, I'm gonna have to say it. The goon from Quorum.
You already know.
The gangster from Long Island. The Long Island shooter. The Long Island long range shooter.
Shooting range shooter.
Where have you been, bro? What happened? Tell the people, where have you been?
So, we started getting big, and y'all don't know. We in tune with Joe Budden and them. Y'all didn't know that. They our mentors. They started seeing the grow and everything. And I had more than Rory in my ear. So I'm like, yeah, y'all right. You know what I'm saying? It says don't outshine the master. So I was like, yo, I'm not gonna outshine the master. Y'all in my ear. I'm like, fuck it, I bet. So I'm gonna take my 3 weeks off. And then I had to outshine the master. Now I'm here.
Now he back with a camouflage t-shirt.
Come on.
See, and that's how true it is. He's not even repping the Nick and Mal brand no more. He's here as a solo identity.
Solo, bro. This is a TBT. If everyone know, they know. You know what I'm saying? All my gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? That's in the gentleman club. Y'all know. when I'm rocking.
All right, let's stop playing around. Tell them why you really haven't been here.
Nigga, I got sick. I got allergies and shit.
Nigga, you're a football coach now. Malcolm is a football coach now. How has that been?
Bro, I don't even want to talk about me being a football coach. That's a nice check, though. No cap. Hopefully they don't see that. But yeah, being a football coach, they call me Saban Jr. over there. You know what I'm saying? Nah, no cap. Nah, all right. Well, yeah, being a football coach is good, bro. Football's fun. You see football as a different level. If you know me, you know me. All my gentlemen that's in the gentleman club. You know, that's our little cult, the Nick and Mal cult. You know, so I thought of that on my way here.
That's fire.
All my gentlemen in the gentleman club.
The gentleman's club.
Yeah, the gentleman's club. Yeah, I know how I gave it up at UC and in my high school Longwood. But coaching young guys, it's great, bro. I'm JV football coach, defensive coordinator. It's a great way, and my life is easier because like I go to the varsity games, and like you know how varsity they want to motion a lot, spread everything out, or do different formations. With me, it's a lot easier. It goes, okay, JV, you're gonna run 2 formations and a few plays. All right, so if I go to the varsity game and I see what's going on, I could come now to the JV practice and go, yo, this is what's going to happen. This is what they're going to do. It makes our life easier, right? And it's also fun. You know, if anyone that's in a gentleman club that's looking to become a teacher, right? It's fun. It makes you feel young hanging around the kids. You know, they going to crack jokes. You can't be too serious all the time. You know, you always, some of these kids
gotta
are just
kind of be a
comedians.
kid.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, it's funny. I was reading that. There was like a lot of people who like they didn't have fathers around. They live their childhood when they become fathers. Because they are around their kid and they're being a kid, and then they're giving their kid advice, and then they're simultaneously taking that advice.
Yeah. Like,
oh shit, I wish I had somebody to tell me that.
I like that you said that.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, I like that you said that.
But that's good that you feel like a young man again.
Yeah, I had to let go. You know, we 1-1 right now. The first game we played, it was like a little rival game, and we had our starting team had let up 0 points on defense, right? And then we had put our backup in, and you know how it goes. They keep their starters, and we had our backups. They scored, so the final score was like 40-something to 7, right? Then the second game. Yet again, the kids I'm dealing with, it's a lot of 9th grade. It's JV football, but a lot of the young kids get moved up.
Before we get to the second game, when you held them to 0 points through how many quarters? I'm guessing like 3 quarters.
Shit, to like the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Did you consider putting your application into Alabama football?
Come on. I already did that though. I already knew.
That's a resume right there. Like Saban, I'm just like me and you, the same person.
We just got different athletes, but hey, I coach just like you, as you can see.
Zip them. You zipped them.
I zipped them. But you know what?
Just imagine if they had threw you into the national championship game with that level of expertise that you have.
We would have lost 0 to 100.
Yo, let me ask you this though. As a defensive coordinator, when you call up a play and your team makes a big play, does that make you feel like similar to when you made a play as a player? Like, do you take credit for it more than giving your players credit for it? Be honest.
Nah, because not really. And yet again, we only had 2 games, right? So we only had 1 good game, but one of our players had caught a pick. He played corner. He caught a pick, and because you know the skill that they have, that's all them. And at that young age, you could live off of athleticism. And I told them that. I said, look, you can't, the way you caught that pick, you can't do that in the next level.
Let me ask you a question. I just thought about this, right? Nick Saban, I don't think he played college football or any type of football. Neither did Bill Belichick, right? Do you think the reason why they're such good coaches is because, like, by all measures, the 2 greatest football coaches of our era, right? Maybe of all time. Do you think they actually look at themselves as the performer? Like, a coach who played football, he understands he's not performing. He's just doing a backup job, like a job behind the scenes. I feel like Nick Saban and Bill Belichick look at themselves as the performers. And maybe that's why they became so good. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when Bill Belichick shoots he pitches a shutout in, for example, the Super Bowl when they held the Rams to 3 points, he felt like he did that.
You know what it obviously, yeah, you're gonna feel like that, but you know what it is? It's a lot more being around X and O's. You're playing it's 11 on 11. It's not you versus 10 people. A perfect example, if you play linebacker, your keys is what? Read the guards. You have two things. Read the guards, go to the football, right? If the guard, now it switches up if they do a pass. Read the guards, pass, hook, curl, look at the most dangerous man. You keep your job simple. When you're actually a coach, you got to understand you're the eyes and everything of 11 people. You're
thinking for them.
Yeah, you're thinking for them. You're hoping to put them in the right place. I don't think they look at it as like they are the safety cornerback and everything. I think they look at it as like the bird eye view of everything. Like they're the guy overseeing everything. Like, okay, they're lined up like this. You need to know where everyone is at. And you will hope that your linebacker knows where everyone's supposed to be at, or your whole team.
Thinking about war, we don't give much props to the soldiers on the field. We give props to the like Ulysses. I always hear about his name. What was he? He was this is not the word for it, but basically he was the coach of everything, right? He was a lieutenant.
Yeah.
He made sure everything was in place, and those are the people that gets the credit. Oh, look at that crazy tactical move that he did.
Mm-hmm.
So in war, which a lot of times in football, we compare football to war, right?
Yeah.
We don't give the soldiers credit.
Yeah.
We don't even know how much bodies they caught. We just look at the lieutenants, the ones who was given orders and shit like that.
Yeah. That's it. The top dogs.
The top dogs.
Because they playing on a bigger playing field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have
y'all
the
are just
bird
chess
eye
pieces
view.
on the boards, and they the motherfuckers controlling those pieces.
Yeah. That's really it.
So you really playing chess while these other niggas is playing checkers.
On that first game, yeah. The second game, we was playing checkers. They was playing chess. But it was a close game. We lost 13-6. And it was a big learning experience for me. And me saying that is just learning how to run a bare front, learning how to line up, learning what to see. Are they running on a weak side heavy? Are they running on a strong side heavy? So like they said, in real life situations, there's no such thing as an L. It's just called lessons, That's what happened. Mm-hmm. You lost, and it's like, okay, you understand what's going on. And yet again, they had a lot of 10th graders on the team. I'm not gonna use that excuse, but that year age difference is a big thing. So,
it is at that age. What do you come into high school at? 13?
Yeah, 13, 14, depending on the kid, 13, 14.
And then 10th grade, you probably got
15,
some motherfuckers. Yeah, you got some dudes really up there.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Depending on what school you go to, kids be taking roids by that time. You don't know.
Yeah. How many more games do y'all have?
We got one Monday. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but we got one. We got 3 more. I'm only going for 2 more because your boy about to be out of here. Nice weather vibes, but that's a different story.
Come on, tell the people where y'all going, and then we gonna recap it when you come back. Where y'all going?
I'm going to Tulum, Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Sock it to me.
Couples trip,
but no cap. For my young people out there, for what I've been hearing from older heads, is enjoy your life. And me and Nick had experience with my cousin, but I'm not going off for that. I'm just going off for like people I work with.
We can get into that conversation.
Yeah, we could get into that. But there was this one lady, she, like, y'all know the traditional lifestyle people have, bro. It's like, go get married, have kids, do it all in your 20s. And like, obviously we are changing that. Our age, our generation is changing that. And one lady was telling me, she was like, yeah, and she dressed like very young at work and everything. She's, she looks young, but she's up there. And she was like, yeah, I messed up. When I was 25, already had bought my first house, had kids on the way. I wish I would have slowed down and waited and stuff like that. And here's a problem too, some people could face is women aren't going to be as fertile later on in their life. But if you don't have it, like if you're not making millions or anything, definitely take your time.
Young, I mean, if you're a single man,
and if an accident happened, an accident happened.
But I mean, if you a single man and you 35, you don't gotta marry a 35-year-old woman.
Oh yeah, come on.
Get you a fertile joint.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you should be stable. If you're not stable, nigga, you off the table like a cable box.
Wait, is that why back in the day older men married younger women? Because they lived their life, and then when they're ready to settle down, okay, I need to reach back and get a young fertile woman.
Yeah.
And then that young fertile woman's like, okay, I need a man who's not going to cheat on me. Let me go get an older man. So it works out good for everybody.
It does, but it's also, at the end of the day, I don't think that woman's going to be as happy.
Okay. I understand that.
If you're playing mommy duties.
One thing I wanted to say, I'm forgetting it, but it's about to come back. boom, there it is. No, it's not. It's not there. Where the fuck did it go? Wait, what was we talking about?
You talking about me going to Tulum.
Oh yeah, so the conversation with
With
Jawan, Justin. Shout out to Justin.
Just funny as hell.
Just as funny. But basically they had a fucking lecture. Everybody telling me like, yo, Nick, you are way too boring. You do not enjoy yourself enough. And I kind of came to the conclusion like, yeah, bro, I'm mad boring. Like even my idea of fun is boring.
You can't say that though. You're a different person.
I am a different person. But the thing is, whenever I've been in those situations, I enjoy it. But it's never something I seek. And that's kind of something they said too. There's like, yo, nigga's a nigga. You just need to tell him like, yo, bro, we're going to be here at this time. I'm going to come have fun. But a very wise person always told me, memories and experiences don't seek you out. You have to seek it out.
Yeah.
So with that mindset, you're probably going to lose out on a lot more that you could have experienced. And one of the things that stood out to me, it's almost like he was talking to my soul. As a man right now, I'll be honest with y'all, I don't think I'll ever cheat again in my life. Right? Been there, done that, and you grow. Honestly, I don't even trust anybody who's never cheated before. You got to have that experience and you got to grow. He said, Nick, let me tell you something right now. If you was to find a wife right now and get settled down, right, saying that this is the mindset you have, if you was to go to a bar and 3 girls came up to you and was like, yo, I want you to have sex with all of us right now. Are you cheating? And I say, yeah. That in my lizard brain, that's what it said. It's like, wait, hold on. I don't think I would cheat, but it's like, yo, that's too good of an opportunity to turn down.
Yeah.
And that was his point of you got to go out and experience life so that when those situations do arise, you're like, bro, I've been there. I've done that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
It's not nothing too foreign for you.
That's
the thing, bro. And you could put money into play. It's just a fine balance, man. It's like because you got to look at it like this. Like they told the baby boomers, right? Baby boomers were taught just to save your money. And these wealthy baby boomers, and these wealthy baby boomers are wealthy because they saved their money. It's not because they have a business or whatever. They literally did what their financial advisor told them. The financial advisor telling them, I was like, yo, go do something. Like, what the fuck? You're 60-something years old. What are you going to just keep doing the same thing?
Saving the money.
Like, bro, okay, go do something, please.
Wow. What a great point. Yo, I forgot where I heard it. It wasn't to that point. It was talking about how men are. And when you're young, you're so fucking competitive, right? You want to compete with all other men. And then you get to a point where you're 68 and it's like, bro, who am I competing against?
Yeah.
I should be friends with every fucking body.
Yeah.
But they can't do that because what they thought was a mode of survival became a habit.
Yeah.
And just like those people thought saving was just a mode of survival to get me through to enjoy my retirement, it became a habit, and now they can't break that habit.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you can tell them to spend the money, they'll never feel comfortable doing it.
Never feel comfortable. And they won't have the same experience if they go do something than they did 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a fight. Like, I don't know the balance, guys, because I'm dealing with the balance too. I'm not the wealthiest guy, blah, blah, blah. I don't make all this money.
You're not the wealthy. Whenever someone says they're not the wealthiest guy, it means you're somewhat wealthy.
Come on.
All right, come on. Talk to the people. Sock it to me.
Hey, you got to speak it into existence.
Mal got some inheritance, right? Stop playing.
You got to speak it into existence, right?
Yeah, I remember at one point in college, Mal, we all broke college students. This nigga Mal just, and you know what I mean? We were playing things, be like, bro, I don't have money right now. You know what I mean? That was just regular college student shit. At one point, this nigga Mal just had a bottomless bank account.
What you mean?
Bro, you wanted to do everything. It's like, yo, food again? Wait, were you willing to buy it for niggas? Like, yo, what's
did that?
Bro,
I never bought food for niggas.
Sock it to me, nigga. You bought everything for me.
What you mean?
You used to buy food and shit for me.
Never.
Go ahead, though.
This man chatting,
that
bro.
That man had
what I buy for you?
We're going to hit Chinese. Bro, you used to.
But you make it seem like I did it all the time.
Nah, not all the time.
But that's once in a blue moon.
But it's like you wasn't living the broke college experience at one point.
Yeah.
For a hot second. You had fucking Da Vinci's on your feet, nigga.
I see he gassing it. Run around those Da Vinci,
I'll play with you.
He gassing it, bro. Cause I'm like, bro, that don't even sound like me. I'm stingy as hell. I'm mad rude. I take care if you need be, but other than that.
But if somebody take care of you, you take care of them back.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But go ahead, though.
What we was talking about before?
You were saying you're trying to find the balance
yeah, you trying to find a balance of like of having fun and also saving up for your future. But I just one thing, because that talk we had with my cousin Just, it was just like, yo, like have fun, but don't be broke for the future. Because remember, it's like this. It's like the guy that bought all the nice stuff and now he's in his 30s and 40s. He has nothing. Mm-hmm. It's like, what'd you do all of that for? Mm-hmm. You know, so.
Do you think there is a balance? Do you think, this is something I contemplated too, it's either you're financially free or you're living paycheck to paycheck?
Well, I feel like in our world, it's more of like, yo, just don't, something gotta give. Like, you can't do all three. You can't go on vacation and look nice and save for the future. Some people can, like I'm saying, and those are the people we're not speaking to. You know what I'm saying? Something gotta give. If you want to go on vacation and look nice, then something gotta give. If you want to go on vacation and save for the future, something gotta give. If you just want to look nice and save for the future, something gotta give. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. I've been thinking about that a lot.
Two things. It could be, but then when you go and this is the world we live in, when you go on those vacations, like Tulum's a different vacation, but if you go somewhere, you know, find a way to connect with people. I don't know, bro. It's a tough thing. You won't know until you get where you want to be in the future. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we are speaking into a tunnel, a dark tunnel with light at the end. And we just hear the echoes, but we don't see what the fuck is over there because it's so bright.
Okay, let's say.
But there's dark tunnels.
Let's say
in a way
we're told that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. But what if your life, you can only walk 300 miles in your life, and the tunnel is 100 miles long? What if we're in the tunnel for our entire lives?
That's what I'm saying. You won't know. You have to walk through the tunnel. But that's
scary.
anything in life, right? You want to go start a podcast or a business, it's either going to be at the beginning of the tunnel still running into the wall, or you're going to break through that bitch and you don't know the end goal of it. Yeah. Well, at least put the keys in the ignition, right?
Right.
That's the world we live in, because there's no foreseen in the future. That's why you just keep. I don't know. I don't like speaking like this. I ain't.
You speaking, bro. You preaching to a choir right now.
No, that's a fact. But you also feel some type of way about it. Like, damn, like you just hope everything, that light come, but you don't know when it's gonna come.
I be thinking to myself,
running through that tunnel, though.
I be thinking to myself, the light is gonna come, but nigga, I am broke right now, and that shit is fucking horrible.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. I don't got no kids.
See,
look at the positive side of it. I don't got no kids. I've definitely gotten financial breaks in my life, so it's like can't complain too much, bro. And I'm living, like, I'm able to eat every day, like certain shit like that, and things like that. Coming from where I come from, I try my best never to take those simple things for granted. And I do understand I'm suffering from Americanism, where it's all about abundance. Life is all about abundance. When there are a lot of people that survive, and their goal is enough. Just enough to survive. Like, I've seen those type of lifestyles.
Yeah, I mean, right? It's what, 90% of the people.
Yeah. And it comes to us in different ways. Like, I could just look at it the way American people eat, the supersized menu. Like, nigga, that's a family meal for certain people in certain countries. Yeah. But you drinking a 2-liter soda by yourself.
Totally.
You feel me?
That should be causing cravings.
Make you want more.
They do that shit on purpose, bro. You know what's crazy? If I eat ice cream, like if I eat Ben & Jerry ice cream, and then I fast the next day, I'm hungry at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like that sugar is like.
So you know what I realized is bad for me? Drinking smoothies in the morning. I crave the entire day. Because the smoothies are good for you that Aunt and them make.
Yeah.
But a lot of sugar, good sugar, right? With the dates and the banana and the coconut juice. Probably like a good serving of smoothie probably pack like 30 grams of carbs. Drink that in the morning. I have to eat breakfast. And in my mindset, be like, okay, I'm going to drink this after a workout so I'm not hungry at 10. No, I'm more hungry at 10 than if I didn't eat anything.
You already started the appetite.
That appetite kicking. Start getting cotton mouth out of nowhere. Like, nah, nigga, I need that mouth, wow, that stomach is like this, no homo. Feed me. And you gotta eat.
Yeah.
I don't think we have much time left, but let's say R.I.P. to DMX.
Yeah, rest in peace to DMX.
R.I.P. to the fucking one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Who was I speaking to? Someone said, "Yo, I mean, what do you expect to happen?" Was it you?
Oh, as far as his actual death?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that because I was listening to Hot 97 and they basically I wasn't really keeping up on the news. And I don't know if this is insensitive to say, and X was such a big name that people showed him his love, but I feel like he didn't get the full effect of a passing away because it was like, okay, X had a heart attack, so we already got comfortable with the devastation of damn, one of our favorite artists just had a fucking heart attack. And he's in a coma, so you're thinking worst case scenario, and then you start hearing all these false leaks during the week of, he might make it. He might make it. Then you hear, no, that was a false claim. And then a few days go on with nothing, and then it comes out he passes. But then everyone is like, I kind of assumed he would pass, but he didn't pass. So it kind of definitely stole some of the thunder that the death would have initially warranted.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's like, all right, you got here because of your addiction. So it's like we could find a way to not feel too bad for you. But if you would just randomly just died, like, oh shit. You have no time to think. Your reaction always to be like, praise the man that passed away.
Well, I wasn't even speaking about the drugs. It's just the fact that he suffered the incident on last week Friday and he died the following Friday. You know what I mean? Like if he had just died Friday, it'd have been like, fuck, DMX is dead.
Yeah.
But we was like, hey, wait, DMX is fucked up. Oh, wait, is he going to be good? Oh, I think, okay, we kind of don't hear anything. Oh, he's dead. Oh, we kind of expected it because, he was in a fucking coma for a week. What do you expect? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the Prince just recently passed away, right?
It's same day. That's why I was talking about the Prince when you came in.
Did you see the Daily News?
No, what did they say?
Yo, cool. We're going to send this picture to you. Just put it up on the screen if you can, please.
Fire.
But they won.
Well, who won?
Daily News won.
Why they won? With this shit right here?
Because look what I just showed you, Nick. I don't even want to speak about it, but look what I showed you. We all need a voice to this, right? It all triggers people, right? Mm-hmm. Come on, you won.
What do you mean by they won, though?
Bad publicity is good publicity.
How is this bad publicity? Oh, the title under it?
The way they put the words top here, bottom here, they call them just a rapper. You understand? So some people's like, yo, he's not just a rapper. Why would you compare these two people? Why couldn't you just have the Prince up there? Why couldn't you just have DMX have his own page in the newspaper or a little section?
I don't agree with that. I think that's reaching a little bit.
That's what they're doing right there, reaching. Well, any publicity is good publicity.
Right. But do you think they disrespected DMX by this?
Come on.
You think so?
Me, I don't care. I don't care. But the thing is, people are going to be triggered. Dr. Boyce Watkins already put it on his IG. Come on.
So not that they were being disrespectful, but they know it was going to trigger people.
Come on, that's what we doing. It's
personally,
a news channel.
I'm not triggered by that. DMX is the rapper who is brilliant, but he was troubled, and it was well stated. We all knew he was troubled, and we didn't talk about it as much, but we always had that, like, damn, look at X. Like, when he gained weight, ain't nobody say it out loud, but it's like, bro, are you not doing drugs? Good.
Yeah.
Because we know you are a troubled man. We hear it in your music. Go listen to I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Listen to his life story. He's troubled.
We're going to bump that on our way to all.
We could bump that. He was troubled. He had a fucked up life. Didn't have a father. His mother, the only woman he really loved, threw him in a group home. And in that group home, he was bullied. So then he hated his mother. His grandmother, the only woman he had love for, died at a young age.
That shit crazy, bro.
And then he was laced
13.
His weed with crack. The world failed DMX. I'm sorry to say like that because it's not a it's not a in life is all unfair to all of us, but the world really failed DMX, bro. That just made me realize everything is not equal. Because you think about, you get laced with crack. You didn't want to smoke crack. You was already being a bad kid. You were lashing out and stuff like that. Now you're hooked on a drug. Now you have a world of problems. And those drugs probably made you realize, like, oh shit, this helped me in my problems a little bit. And now you're doing crack until the age of 28. You have a kid. Your kid said, Daddy, I don't want you to do crack. Your wife tells you, I don't want you to do crack. So you say, you know what? I'm going to try to be clean. I'm a God-fearing man. I try to be clean. You try to be clean for a month, 2 months, you realize, oh, shit. From 0 to 13, it's so much issues that I had that I can't possibly start to unpack that, knowing that I've been on drugs for the past 15 years and I haven't touched any of those issues. Now, those issues are rearing their ugly heads. And I'm already addicted. Because you never become not addicted. Mm-hmm. You could become clean.
You take a break. Back. You take a break.
You fall back. And he continuously tried to be clean. He fell back. The world, the system, I'm not going to say it's system, black, white, none of that. The world failed DMX. The world failed him. He was dealt a raw fucking card.
Ooh, that's a fact. The way you said that, bro, I don't even... Wow. He was dealt. Ain't nothing you could do at a young age to fight any of those demons. You supposed to lose. You had no guardian angel to move some of the demons.
And I think that's why he became so deep into religion, right? This was my takeaway from the DMX situation, his passing yesterday. A miracle was supposed to happen, right? Because I think what DMX understood was like, yo, from 80 to 18, my life was fucked. Based on no doing of my own. On some real shit. On some real victim shit, but you really was a victim.
Well, no.
Right? And then he kept praying, That's why I think he was big into religion, because he was praying for a miracle for himself. And the reason why his death on Friday affected me is because when I was listening to Hot 97, and I kind of been out of the loop, I didn't really know what was going on, because I thought he was going to be good. It was like, yo, they're saying he's just on life support at this time. It's just about them pulling the plug. And then they said, there's like, the only how is a miracle. And automatically my synapses start firing. Oh, this is DMX. He is going to experience a miracle. Yeah. Go see how DMX talks, bro. Yeah. All the videos of him praying for people. All the videos of him meeting people, and he's just this joyful person. Deeply troubled, but joyful. Right? Deeply troubled, but religious. Speaking blessings into everyone's life. Oh, this is a modern day Messiah. This is a modern day Savior who God is going to work a literal miracle through, that the world is going to see and be like, oh, there's no other answer for that but a miracle. And I swear to God, my mind got set up like, oh, he's coming back. Because God is going to work this miracle through DMX. It's only right. Yeah. And unfortunately, he passed away.
That's the miracle, though.
What's the miracle?
That he passed away. Okay. Ain't got to fight them demons no more.
And he said it on Nori's podcast recently. He was like, listen, bro, if I fall dead today. And these little things like this make a passing like this more. Because it sounded like he was comfortable with his life, where he was, and his potential passing. He said, if I was to drop dead today, my last thought would be I had a great fucking life. And when he brought it up, Nori and I was like, yo, no, what the fuck, nigga? What are you talking about? He was like, yo, listen to what I'm saying, bro. If I was to fall dead today, I would have dead a happy man, because I thought I had a great life. And just for him to put,
No, I'm listening.
And just for him to put that perspective on it, knowing what he went through, saying, oh yeah, I had a great life.
Boy, knowing what he going through, what he did compared to the millions of other people out there, that's a great life. He's happy where he went to with the cards he was dealt with?
Yeah, I think so. And that's why I think he made the best out of his deck. He played the card game the right way based on the cards that
he know a lot of people don't see it. Don't flip the card. Don't see the backside of the card.
Never. That's niggas it. Crap out.
That's it. Crap out or they can't. Yeah. Because there's no guardian angel. Whatever happened, there was one guardian angel that came.
You know what happened to DMX? DMX started a Monopoly game, and on his first roll, when everyone's starting, he had to pay rent. He ended up in jail. And when he crossed gold for the first time, he didn't even get his fucking 200. Yeah. And then somehow he ended up spinning the block and got a couple hotels and somehow bought Park Place from the other nigga. Yeah. You know what I mean? But eventually he didn't win the game because he already started in a fucked up position. But we can look and say he made the best out of his situation. Yeah. So RIP to DMX.
So some people going against that board, getting their 200, but not buying nothing.
Nothing. win. Niggas getting the 200. Niggas got Park Place and they still crapping out.
You know it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to get much into it later. Like, yo, it's crazy how the youngins out here is investing in the stock market. Like, I was just talking to some of my teammates. These kids in 9th grade. I was like, I was like, yo, what you do with your money? He goes, I'm putting in the stock market. I'm like, damn, we not no youngins no more. 24 not young. Kids in 9th grade know what to buy in the stock market already, bro. We're not young no more. I'm not saying we're old, but it's like, it ain't new. You know?
That's dope.
That's dope. I was like, wow, that's what's up, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Just, I hope y'all not thotting out the market, though. When I say thotting out the market, it ain't Jake 58. It ain't Atlantic City. It ain't the fucking casino. It's not Vegas. Yeah. You know, the people that always win, the people that hold.
So
if any of my gentlemen, you know what I'm saying, in the gentleman club, an investment club, hold.
Once again, RIP to DMX, RIP to Prince Phillip, the fucking both of them goats. Last thing, Joe Budden Podcast. What do you think? Number one, what I really wanted to say is that Rory and Mal is still not back. Yeah. It's been a few weeks now, and I think he has Ice, and I forgot the other guy filling in for them right now. And it's fucked up because the show is just as good without Rory and Mal. And obviously, as a Joe, someone who really used to listen to Joe Budden, it feels a little weird because of familiarity, right? Yeah. You go there you understand Joe is the main show, and you've gotten comfortable with his co-host. So it's a little weird hearing different voices, different opinions. You could kind of like plot out what Rory would say in response to a Joe joke or what Maul would say. And that's a little weird, but the actual quality of the show, the exact same.
It's Joe Budden. That's why it's called the Joe Budden Podcast. You know? 100%. And then you're right, because I watched that whole clip you had sent me. I watched the whole thing. But yet again, Joe Budden was the one speaking heavy.
And that's what he does on the show.
Yeah, he's the one that's speaking heavy.
They're just kind of like, and me and Malcolm understand this. Like, we did research on it. It's like, yo, you have generators, you have reactors. But Joe Budden never even allowed them to like Joe, those guys, bro. It's like Joe. I'm not saying Joe has been devious, but Joe's style of podcasting has really rendered them like useless. And not even in that way, because they're still a big part of the show. But it's like, bro, I'm sorry. This is why Academics was coming at these niggas too. Academics been saying it like, yo, bro, Joe don't need y'all niggas. Charlamagne said it too. It's like, bro, you could just replace these niggas with somebody else and it'd be the same show.
Yeah. You're not there for Ryan Mom. No one goes, yo, I'm here to save a mom. Not majority of the people. Probably like 5%.
We was talking to somebody and they was like, Mal is a little bit boring.
Yeah.
Someone that knows him. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, respectfully.
He said that and he was like, and he told that person, it was like, yeah, people want that, people like that, but as you see, it's a small percentage.
And it can be replaced.
Yeah.
Because you could get someone else to do what he does.
Yeah. But I guess I see where they're coming from. It's just more, Joe Budden is that ego guy,
egotistical,
a bag. He got to have all the power up, but that been Joe, so it ain't nothing to it. And I understand where he's coming from, and I'm glad that he said that. You got to understand where your people coming from, what they going through, and it's like understand them personally before you crack a joke. Where they had said that before you crack that joke.
Do you think that?
Glad he said that.
Do you think Rory and Mal deserve? Well, not Mal, because Mal came like 2 years into the podcast when they were already the Joe Budden Podcast. Not as big, but on their way. Do you think Rory, who started the podcast with Joe, deserves a percentage of the show?
Rory, I mean, it's like a band breakup at the end of the day. If you're not there to perform, why would I give you money?
Well, I think the reason why, let's look at it like this. He left because I probably didn't have a percentage or wasn't being paid well. I say no.
If I'm in his shoes, yeah, I would feel like I mean to be compensated something. But we know, as the fans or the listeners, we know that Joe is the reason why we're all here. Mm-hmm. And if a band breaks up, yo, I'm here for this guy. He gonna get all the money.
And that's I was here. I heard someone talking about it. I'm like, the reason why I don't think Rory deserves a half is because Joe was already famous when they started the show.
Yeah.
So Rory's like, nigga, if Joe Budden asked me or you to start a podcast right now, or let's not even say Joe Budden, let's say fucking Black Youngster. Like, yo, Nick, you want to start a podcast with me, nigga? Fuck yeah. Yeah. Because you know, nigga, I'm on a podcast with Black Youngster. That's automatic eyes.
Come on. Who does it do?
Yeah, exactly. Go check out the Nick and Mel show, niggas. I'll fucking play it around.
Come on, sock it to me.
Sock it to me.
You know?
So, yeah, man. It's unfortunate. I definitely want to see that podcast get back together just because I have a podcast with my brother too. And it's like, yo, you if they're brothers, I don't know if they're friends or what the relationship is with them really. But you don't want to see or prey on people's downfall like that. And I hope people didn't get that idea from
that's a fact.
The conversation that we had the week prior.
That's a fact. You know, also the thing is too, you know, after every you know, argument, you guys have a stronger bond.
Right.
Because you guys understand each other more. It's like a relationship, you know, you and your lady, y'all gonna argue. It's like, okay, she don't like when I do that, so I'm not gonna do that.
And eventually y'all either learn to work with each other and, as you said, build a stronger bond, or like, nigga, fuck it, this shit is just gonna end because there's no working this shit out.
And understand if it's a new problem. You know, if it's the same old, it's like, all right. Because that's the one thing, too. Same old, all right, we might have to break it up. But if it's a new problem, y'all never went through that fire before, that obstacle before, all right, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you might need a little longer break than usual, you know, if it's a new obstacle. If it's a new obstacle, all right, do what y'all need to do, but come back.
If Rory and Ma don't come back, I think Joe Budden needs to make the money move and bring Academics as his co-host.
Didn't they do that before, right, Dad?
No, they had Everyday Struggle.
Oh, the Everyday Struggle.
I think them on a long form platform, just being able to talk about life, because they're friends now. That's the thing. Like, when they were doing Everyday Struggle, Joe really didn't fuck with it because it was just like a mercenary thing. You come here, you're a big head. You come here, you're a big head.
You can't have two big heads, Nick.
Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne the God.
But are they recording every fucking day, every week?
No, I guess not. Well,
that's what makes it a lot easier.
At one point they were. But
and what happened when they did? When they going back and forth?
They argue a lot, but it's the podcast.
But then it fucks the friendship.
So Charlamagne with Joe Budden 100%. I think Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz are kind of more like me and you in the sense that they're more level-headed people.
Yeah.
Like, even if they're being ignorant, they're probably gonna understand, like, all right, I'm being ignorant, or the other one's like, I'm being ignorant. All right, come on, what are we doing here? Let's mend the shit. Joe Budden, as you said, we know he's on destroy mode at times. Like, fuck this now, I don't give a fuck. Like, I think Maul tweeted this cryptic tweet. He was like, respect comes before everything, or something like that. I'm like, damn. You feel me? Like, that's a cryptic tweet. And this was weeks after he wasn't on the show. So it's like, damn, is Joe not learning? Is Joe not coming to his thing like, yo, maybe I was the one that's wrong? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, as I said, I think Academics and Joe Budden can have a successful podcast because...
Can they? Think about it.
The reason why I think Academics understands who Joe is. He's worked with him before. And he is a big personality. I don't think he's a big ego guy. Go ahead.
Do you think Antonio Brown, when he wanted all his money, right? And Chad Ochocinco, when he was the best in the league, do you think they could be on the same team?
At the same time, them being the best in the league? Probably not.
Probably not.
We seen that with AB and fucking Juju. And they wasn't even on the same level.
Well, I wouldn't compare that. Juju's a solid guy, right? But why was Juju so solid? Because everyone's focused on AB.
Yeah.
You understand?
And even they started butting heads, so that's my point. If it was really Chad and Ocho, it would probably have been worse.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a fact.
You know?
So, and this was actually one of the points I wanted to say. Usually, you need that... Valerie Geller. Go read that book if you're into the podcasting game or radio game. It's called Beyond Powerful Radio. She talks about it. When I learned about it, I called you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need a generator, you need a reactor. And like, people get you fucked up a little bit. They think you're a passive person, but you're passive in certain situations. You're as much of an alpha male and a dominant figure in certain ways. You just have learned how to be a bit more passive at times. right? Like that shit that Serena posted on IG. I forgot what it was. It was
Yeah,
when my boyfriend is being passive. That's how you would be in public, though.
Yeah.
But if someone really tried to step to you, you would not act like that.
Talk about it.
You feel me? Respectfully, though.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. Some lines you can't cross, bro. You can do, you can do what you want to do.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, and that's one of the things you talk about. You need a generator, you need a reactor, and those are the best shows. But sometimes you can catch fire in a bottle like The Brilliant Idiots. And that's why Academics didn't work with Star, because Star had his own radio show. Star has his own YouTube show. He's also a generator. That's why they clash had too much. But once again, Charlamagne and Joe Budden worked, and DJ Academics and Joe Budden worked. Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz, DJ Academics and Joe Budden worked. So it's possible.
It is.
It's possible.
It would be a hot show. Don't get me wrong, but I think at the end of the day,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think they're good with the cast they have right now? If they was to keep it like that?
The Joe Budden podcast?
Yeah.
People, yeah. They're just going to have to be like, all right, I like this guy for this reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a sad game, bro. It is what it is. What happens when friendship turns into a business.
And
some people you can't go involved with. Some people you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I think certain morals have to be there for it to even be workable. Because it is going to get tough at times. Yeah. I feel like we'd be vulnerable for a little bit, not too much, but we've been in those fights, and we've always said we've had those fights and those disagreements. So
all the time, and then I see people that come on the show that got a partnership. We ask them the same question: how do you deal with that?
Yeah,
because we students to the game, students to life.
You know what you always
this
say?
Ain't no one you could go ask.
You always say it's easier to work with a woman, right? If it's a woman-man relationship,
yeah.
But then y'all probably start fucking.
It's
up the relationship too.
Yeah, but you gotta say the type. You gotta say the type of woman too. Like I know what's like with my Serena, certain things I can't do.
Okay, you could.
It's two fire signs. It's like come on.
You couldn't have a podcast with Riri.
Nah.
Maybe I need to turn into a tranny so we can have a better show.
This guy is stupid as fuck.
I need to emasculate myself.
Nah, you funny as hell.
Is homosexuality frowned upon because it proves femininity? Or is femininity frowned upon in men because it proves homosexuality?
Lie, bro, you using big ass words.
I said is homosexuality frowned upon as men? As I said, homophobia is as much part of manhood as producing semen. It's embedded in us. That's why all men are homophobic. But we learn, right, especially in today's age, and we're learning to be accepting. There's actually this, I was reading this article, right, about like homophobia and the acceptance of it, of homophobic men. And this was the funniest quote. I'm going to turn this into a joke. It was like, men in 2020 are more accepting of gay identity than they are of the idea of gay sex. Which is basically men saying like, yo, I don't care if you're gay or not. Yeah. Just don't be fucking each other.
Yeah. I've been, you were saying that in school. I remember in 6th grade saying that. Like, yo, I don't care if you gay, just don't be on no gay shit around me.
No, I guess.
Which means, nigga, don't touch my dick, don't smack my ass, which is sexual abuse. Don't be no gay shit around me. We've been saying that.
That's a fact.
That ain't new. Like,
but I think some men are saying like, yo, y'all could be gay.
But I ain't watching gay porn.
I think some of y'all niggas will watch
Motherfucker, what? Hey. But I ain't watching no gay porn. I'm gonna say hi to you.
What if niggas is going to pound town on your brother though?
Come on, bro. The fuck? That's crazy.
I'm not talking about your brothers.
I know, but still, come on.
Could you have a conversation with your brother like, yo, like that nigga dropping good shit? Or can you have that normal conversation you would have with your brother like he just spanked out a bad shorty?
No, because you going to ask your brother, you going to be like, yo, you spanked out a bad shorty. Okay, I see what you spanking him. And he probably, like, yo, he be like, look, you be like, yo. Be like, yo, you spanking him? You know what I'm saying? Then he be like, no, he killing my shit, dog.
You know I smack niggas, right?
Kiyato, you know I smack niggas, right?
Wait, what I wanted? Oh, Lil Nas X. This is the last thing we gonna cover. Did you watch the video?
Yo, I did the hottest shit ever, right?
You spanked your meat to that
No,
video?
motherfucker.
Let's go!
Nah, it's funny as
Melly stole for the fucking win.
I don't know. I ain't putting no one business out there. That's my boy though. Shout out to Tiago. Y'all know how Tiago get, right? You know what I'm saying? Church going man. And so it was my birthday party. So I'm like, I bet. I'm like, let me go see this music video. I got everyone here. Like, I'm pretty sure no one here saw it. I had people at my crib for my birthday. Celebrate.
You didn't throw that shit up on the TV, did you?
Nigga, I threw that shit up on the TV. But it didn't start off hot, though. It didn't start off hot. Bro, I said, yo, Antonio, watch this. So he's sitting by the TV, so he got to look like this. He looking. And, bro, it's the Adam and Eve scene in the beginning, right? So a snake coming down, and then Lil Nas X, like the actual Lil Nas X, is laying down on his back in the garden, and a snake just kisses down on his stomach and kisses down again lower, and Antonio goes like this. I'm not watching that, and I ain't watching that shit either. And I turned it off.
Nah, you should have finished watching it. It was fire.
Nah, because no one wanted to watch it, but I should watch that though. But yeah,
but that's when I started thinking like, yo, what type of niggas is Lil Nas X spanking out though? Like, he's one of the biggest stars in the country. Like, what type of dudes is he spanking?
You know what I think about? Like, because he's the biggest star, there's probably some, like, rich white dudes out there, not to be racist, that love black men. And
like white women.
Hey. They're just men.
He going to Pound Town?
He going to Pound Town.
He going down that Old Town Road? He going down the Old Brown Road. You get it?
Or the old. I don't get
the doo-doo track.
The doo-doo.
Nah, but apparently gay sex is mad fun. Lil Nas X said in one of his lyrics, he was like, I'm riding it, and I shout out to listen to this while you shit podcast. He made like a whole segment about it, but basically he talks about riding a man's meat while beating his meat and cum shotting him in his face. That sounds like fun. Not that the gay part of it, but it's just like, yo, I didn't know you could do that.
That shit nasty, bro.
Yo, hold on, let's just stop. We might have to cut that part out. But that's some wild shit. Like, gay niggas is really finding new ways to have sex, bruh. And we need to acknowledge that.
I ain't acknowledging that shit. You know what's crazy? The only reason why I got the problem with it is because it's like, it's Lil Nas X, bro. Like,
what you mean?
It's a black person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have, like, we push that narrative of accepting, and there's nothing wrong with being gay or anything, but someone had to accept them, and they pushed it on our side to accept this, to make us seem bigger, to make us seem we are a minority, to make us seem bigger than what we really are. That's the only problem I deal with. It's like, yo, like, my life experience, tell you now, them all white schools or whatever, they cracking jokes on Mook people and stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They not the ones that have to accept it. They never have to accept anything, but they're gonna make us accept everything. That's the problem. If you want to be accepted, if you right, regardless of your race or anything, the black people gonna accept you.
I think, well, I could look at that in political terms, because I'm guessing where you're talking about from, like these white schools in Long Island, they're probably more conservative.
Yeah.
Conservative people don't give a fuck about acceptance. These niggas is old school. We're homophobic.
That's not old school. It's just life.
Right, old school. I mean, that's yeah. They not liberal with it.
Yeah.
So black people kind of get forced in this box because we're taught that the liberals are here to protect us. So naturally, we gotta protect the liberals when they say, "Yo, y'all need to accept gays."
Yeah, I think we're gonna, bro. We know Asians is beyond race. Go to Chinatown. Y'all think you look crazy supporting that. Stop Asian hate as a black person.
No, you don't look crazy.
You look crazy.
Really?
To me, you look crazy. I'm lucky I wasn't on the fucking mic around that time saying that.
That's a great point you brought up. Asian people have
go to Chinatown, bro. Go ask for a mask as a black person until you get out their store. They ain't got no mask. Everyone got a mask. They ain't got no mask.
If anybody got a mask, they do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Nick and Mel Show. We are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Bow. Now we got to get too spicy on here.
Yep. Ever told on a nigga? No. Ever squeezed the trigger? Yep. Ever set a nigga up? No. Ever helped helped a brother out when he was down.